Will you decide not to be reduced by everything that happens to you? Hi, I'm Coach John from leadersupportcircle.com. Welcome to this coaching workshop on navigating uncertainty. Be the spark, lead the change. Maya Angelou said, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." In my work with leaders and individuals, I've noticed a lot of prevalent anxieties, people grappling with work-life balance, what to do financially, climate change, political polarization, impact on communities. People are concerned about staying relevant with what they're doing. So there's a lot of anxieties floating around that people are dealing with. So with this time period with lots of rapid change, sometimes people feel inadequate in that. And so if you're noticing restlessness, sleeplessness, or sleep disturbances, emotional signs like extra worry, irritability, and when I say extra worry, excessive worry, this is where you might see those behaviors. Pay attention to those, as well as avoiding behaviors or flashbacks to distressing events. In those latter two cases, that might be a place that you want to find a professional such as a counselor to help you through some of that. If you find yourself continuously working in a fight, flight, or freeze mode, that can really be deeply harmful to you. It keeps you in survival mode when you're finding yourself in that mode all the time. That can lead to burnout. That type of chronic stress can lead to burnout, deteriorating physical health, strained relationships, and so forth. So with my Shield Success System, we focus on building resilience and self-care practices to help break this cycle. So with my Shield Success System, there are 5 key steps. There's your dream blueprint or your vision, your why, or perhaps your purpose, your focus, sparking small wins, and self-care 365. So with the first step is your vision, where you create a vision for the type of life you want to live. Think about it in terms of a journey, the kind of journey you want to be on, as opposed to some finish line you hit out in the future. So I think most times people talk about a vision as something they want to hit in the future. In this case, it's the type of journey, the type of life you want to be living right now. So through setting your vision this way, you step into it today. You step into that vision today, and you begin helping it bloom, helping it blossom, fertilizing it, tending to it over time. So I invite you to pause this video. If you're not watching it live, pause this video, take a moment to write down a sentence or two. It doesn't have to be long to start, but at least start. Write it down by hand with pen and paper. That way it soaks in more than just typing it. You can always transfer it to an electronic form later, but start by writing it by hand. The next step is your why. Why do you want this vision? I'd like to ask myself 2 questions. How will my life be better as I achieve more of this vision? And how will the world be better as I achieve more of this vision? Again, I encourage you to pause this if you're doing this live, or sorry, if you're not watching this live, and write out your answers with pen and paper. If you have extra time and want to go deeper, you can ask yourself why to the answer 5 times for each of those questions. And then you can transfer this to electronic later, but again, start out by hand. The third key step is your focus. This is where you start writing down things that you want to achieve, marks that you want to hit, or milestones that you want to hit. In my community, leadersupportcircle.com, we have a prompt on the 26th of each month to set a goal for the 1st of each month. So that 26th prompt helps get people thinking, and you can put one of those reminders in your own phone, in your own calendar. And then on the 1st, we have another prompt so that we announce our goals on the 1st. So that's another prompt you can put in your phone or in your calendar, that you have a goal set for the month. This goal is something that you strive to hit towards your vision. It's part of that tending the garden of your vision idea. It's not so important that you hit the goal, but that you work towards it. Treat it as a win or learn situation. If you hit the goal, great, that's a win. If you don't hit the goal, make it a learning opportunity. What stopped you from hitting the goal? Is the goal realistic? Did you need more time? Do you need to focus things a little differently with the goal? There's all these different things that you could learn from not hitting the goal to help you set a better goal next month. Either way, working towards that goal, whether you make it or not, is tending toward the garden of your vision. It's helping it become more of reality. Another piece towards this focus is to pick one thing each week, the most important thing each week you need to work on. We have this prompt on Sundays at leadersupportcircle.com, and so you could put a reminder like that in your phone or in your calendar. What's the one thing I most need to do this week? Then go through the week and work on that. We'll talk more about that in the next step. If you hit your goal early, if you do this one thing early in the week, go ahead and set a new one thing. What's the most important thing I need to work on right now? And continue working on that. So every time you hit it, keep working on it. For some of you, you're going to be working on the same thing over and over for a while. For perhaps you have a certain number of steps that you need to hit each day. So each day you're going to keep working towards those steps. In any case, set that one thing each week. So that those monthly goals and that one thing focus are the key pieces of finding your focus for your vision. Next is sparking small wins. With sparking small wins, you want to do something Monday through Friday at a minimum for 5 minutes, first thing in the morning. With this is where you get something done every day to start your day towards that garden of your vision. This gives you momentum, this gives you a feeling of success, and over time, those small wins are going to add up to big wins. There's a big thing I remember from Kobe Bryant, that the big wins don't happen over a day or a week or a year. They happen over multiple years, doing a little bit each day. So sparking small wins, the first part is taking action, having 5 minutes each day. If you're just starting off with this, I encourage you to not change your morning routine, but add on 5 minutes in your morning routine to do this 5-minute piece I'm telling you about. That means go to bed 5 minutes earlier, get up 5 minutes earlier, do your 5 minutes of action towards your dreams and goals, towards your vision. Another key piece with this is having a community of support around you. Have at least 5 people, identify 5 key people that are really behind you, that give you proper support and encouragement towards your dreams and goals. Ideally, these are people that are doing the same thing you're working on, but if not, that's okay. Oftentimes, too, it helps to have a professional guide as part of that journey. Doesn't always mean a paid situation. Sometimes you can get that for free. For example, maybe there's a class at the local library that can help you with that guidance. In leadersupportcircle.com, we have both of those things built in, where we have the community around you. Often people are working on the same journey, so you might consider joining us for that, as well as professional guidance from me, a limited amount of professional coaching or consulting from me. So I encourage you to check out leadersupportcircle.com if you haven't already. And if you are there already, dive in. Get more engaged with these prompts. This is your invitation to reach your dreams and goals. The last piece is your shield success system. Your self-care. The last piece is your self-care. This is what I call self-care 365, taking care of yourself every day. So 7 days a week, you'll have an additional 5 minutes towards self-care. Pick 3 to 5 things that bring you joy, rejuvenation, and do one of those things in that 5 minutes we're talking about now, that self-care 5 minutes. Do one of those things. And then later in the day, if you need something else, you can do, if you have some challenges, some stress, some anxiety, you can do one of those self-care things to rejuvenate you, to help restore you. Power move is movement as well as getting outside, and you can really go further with doing both at the same time. So the more you can get outside, the more you can do something with movement, the more it will help you with the challenges of the day, and especially if you can do both together. So let's wrap up a little bit. We've talked about how anxiety manifests and how we're seeing it, how I'm seeing it in society. So you may be seeing it that way too, that constant state of fight, flight, or fright, or freeze, fight, flight, or freeze, and how that can impact you. And then we've talked about the SHIELD success system with the 5 key pieces of it: the dream blueprint, the why, the focus, sparking small wins, and self-care 365. I want to give you some invitations to help you in your journey. Number one, we mentioned leadersupportcircle.com. That's a place where we talked about community, prompts, professional guidance, professional coaching. We also have other prompts that I didn't mention today. So I encourage you to join us. It's free, leadersupportcircle.com. Second piece is I have a guide to help you walk through these different steps of the Shield Success System. Go to leadersupportguide.com and you can get that as a bonus when you join my mailing list. My mailing list, I don't sell those addresses to anybody. It's just a place where I can share with you resources and guidance that will help you on your journey. The third piece is if you need a little bit of a chat to work through this, I have free coffee chats that I offer. Go to plan4success.help. Plan4success.help. You can jump on my calendar and we have a free 15-minute coffee chat and work together on that. Now, if you're really ready to go deep with this, if you're tired of anxiety or stress weighing you down, if you're tired of not getting to your dreams and goals as soon as you want, I have opportunities to work with me more deeply. Let's start with one of those coffee chats and we can determine which way to go. I've got opportunities for one-on-one coaching, group coaching, signature programs to help you through, and more. So reach out to me, go to plan4success.help, and we can talk about what's next for you. So as we go, I encourage you to be you, be unpredictable, and just be. This is Coach John of LeaderSupportCircle.com, rooting for you as you follow your heart, live your best life, and change the world. Have a great day, friends.